I smoke so reminisce about the old days. You know, I'm fucking a hoe. I was here for my long days. We was traveling in the hallway. We was traveling in the hallway. I was here on my long days. I was traveling in the hallway. Say, it's my heart is like, wonder why you do me like that. Like, what do you do like that? You know, I'm really like a big guy. I still too young. And I'm calm. I'm picking my number. Don't answer my phone. I'm not hesitating. Listen to that. You wrong. Like, ain't no, yo, that nigga was so many glad everything is right. Like, I can't talk to me to that nigga, cause you know I never took a step alive. That's a five, no more. That's a five, no more. I feel so myself about you, baby. I can talk to that five. You won't fuck this high. So that's why I think about you. I just get mad at you, and I get more mad at you. You gotta have anything in this world, baby girl, all you gotta do is find me. And I don't wanna be a practice, so baby girl, why you guys me? Like, you gotta fucking let you when I talk big and I stand in the backseat. I always see what you do when you do it, but I always tell you keep it backseat. Like, I cannot trust you again. I think I should so many times. I got to watch you on my wrist, and you did die 6 times. Like, when I be looking at your face, I can tell that you lying. I always act quick to it. Hey, baby, tell me if you lying. I got all of this book on my plate. I'm trying to spell it out so I'll be fine. And now, I'm going home. I'm about time we fucking
Yeah. Proud of my losses, I don't care if I'm winning. I see the way they mug, ain't finna stare with you niggas. You know I stay down like a thug, I climb the stairs with my niggas. They're like, baby, come get your spot, I'll be right there in a minute. I'll be right there in a minute. It's all good, you know I gotta take the heart away, but that's the way it go. We don't let them come and take your heart away, or let them take your soul away. They go down on the slang, drop my nuts and let them hang. My daughters and family already know the play. Sipping on this tequila, trying to imagine what my bro would say. Talking beside of the media, sitting there laughing, nigga, I know you ain't. Thinking it won't go down about my struggle. Thinking it won't go down about my struggle, nigga, I know you ain't. I can damn near walk in that bitch with my eyes closed, nigga, I know the bank. I'ma give you the real thing every time, ain't no need to overthink. Ready to go do whatever, I know they don't understand the wet soldier thing. Nigga probably had too much dick on the ship, probably ain't know his rank. Give you eye contact, let's finish your sentence. Sit there and know it's fake. The repo man came and took the car, guess the note was late. Don't say that, I hope it ain't. Know I got you back and later you gon' tell them fuck me like I ain't overplay. I'm the type of nigga, know you really need it, I'ma go and do it anyway. You ever ride for a nigga, die for a nigga, and they ever feel away. And never even feel a nigga, even can't talk to you, they just drift away. I'm a running nigga, pick a play. Fuck it up like what my rich say. Fuck that nigga like my bitch say. Fuck that nigga like my bitch say. Just to get my eyes on the bed, do some shit, that's probably what my pictures say. Scared to hold my head up and let you see the real me, cause I been thugging, baby. But you to know that I appreciate the way you make me feel, I know you love me, baby. Hold it closer when you thumb me, baby. Hold it closer when you thumb me, baby. I need you to go straight when you name. Whenever you post over, make you look over your shoulder. I'll leave your face whenever you bust it over. I'm like your friend, fucking homies. Said 2 times, fuck your homies. Said 3 times, fuck your homies. Yeah. So I not use my hands like I'm making sitting there sucking on. So I not love this bitch with my head thugging, ain't no one loving on. I'm like your friend, fuck your homies. Said 2 times, fuck your homies. Said 3 times, fuck your homies. I wear my losses, I don't care if I'm winning. They gon' see me on the top, I'll be back there in a minute. Did everything straight from the park, they see me standing on business. We gon' see you back on the charts, I'll be back there in a minute. I'll be back there in a minute. It's all good, you know I gotta take a step away. They ever shut you off, you better go and find a different way, or go and find another way. Fuck these niggas, don't none of these niggas love me, just like my brother say. Gotta watch when you sick and call your friend, that's what my mother say. Then go right back, be right there to save them, just like my mother do. My heart too big, man, that's why the niggas always playing, it's all because of you. Always get back home safe, cause you always praying, it's all because of you. Praying, it's all because of you.
price of London. We got money to the London. I'm in the front of knowledge. I'm in the gas. Everybody overseas. I only like switch that on first. With that, I got this for. Can't even pay no money. Baby, bro, you gon' hold it long. So it's dark and it's all this shit. Bitch, don't trust me. Shit, ain't jumping low. Can't get in the car. Ain't in the phone, it's with you, the bitch. I'm closing the
Carry the word on my shoulders now. Really been working in overtime. It's like pushing that seven and over now. It's like you think you grown. Not born there, taking that soul. I just say, hey, man, stick off the clothes. And I think it's way better to be real. Cause that fake shit getting exposed. Like when that day shift in the clone. Denying the day shift in the trap. You gotta figure it out on your own.
Price of London. I'ma throw that money to the Leipzig. I'm in the burner now, please. Fuck the gas and
It's really a private. With a rollie overseas. I only like one of a kind bitch. Bitch better than spend some time with her. I wish her to fly with her. But a whole girl, but she's blocking her. Don't touch that Sprite cause it's dirty. My diamonds, they lean with it, rock with it. Don't fix in the dick to the block with it. I'm telling Shorty this lie. You can that thing and just start stopping me. They see it in person, then they start popping it. Look at that bug like them with that I wish. They was a lot of neck like ostrich. I cut her off cause she not shit. And I put the new girl in the top 10. My bracelet happened on my stick. Shells, shooting, never here, probably won't be your birthday.
I'm killing the pipe down, like let's go fast. So bottom with your little I ain't bothering no back. These little shots, you know that I'm busting back. Keep beating, doing something. Turn around and just get the back. I know you watch. Like some pictures, think you lurking. Ayy, tail. Gotta come to get in person. He said, Leo, even. I don't want you, I'm just flirting. We get done. We not posted, we working.
Okay, you want me on like now my pics and you was sitting one. Why you keep blowing up my phone? You want some? The way she made up. Swear I thought she pissed on me. Goddamn you. Okay, I lost her. What happened? Not more. The same things of favoritism. Boom. I treat all the same words they ain't strict. For long, until very soon. 2 years and still broke his head. It's crazy.
But till the store runners move up, I want the big home. Yeah, this like he like the way they look on grill phones. He just that make you wanna leave your down. I know it. Ooh, wish he gon' be sick. Confidence. They say I'm cocky, I just know I'm fine. Can't go for nothing. They gon' have me up every time. Say, yeah, say what? Just magazine, yeah, been in my DM 7 years, but still ain't had no look yet.
So come see it like a play, like a I got a bunch of go do some shit. You go be lit. They got a yeah.
You went off again?
Oh my God.
What you doing, man? We ain't there, let's probably I'm an arsenal trying to celebrate. Trying to get us every day. Yeah, don't know what I hate. Not even in the game. I'm and it's so hard and she's down. I have to be a boyfriend of me, mom. She told me to my boyfriend to stop. She like, why you ain't take me in your prime? Celebrate. I'm trying to get us every day. Yeah, don't let me fight. Don't but I be better than case. No, what you doing now? You say the name. We ain't living as permanent. Blowing up like a different. But I'm just trying to sound like. I'm trying to get us every day. Yeah, you are don't know what it is. I be better than case. What you doing now? You ain't gonna lay. We ain't living as a promenade. Blowing up like a grenade. I'm not you trying to stop lights. I'm trying to get us every day. Every day. You are don't know what it is. You know what I be better than case.
Ball coming, ball coming! Pop it! Knock it down! Come get it!
Brown boys. No respect. Come for me. I want to know, I still haven't had this question answered. Why was you at them high schools and colleges? I don't think he'll never talk to me because he knows that's going to be my first question. Hey, how you doing, Stephen? Salute to you. I know you're a fake crew dog, Q dog, so you ain't never really been line. But that's neither here nor there. Why was you at them high schools? And then why'd you go to those colleges? How much were you paid? How much were you compensated for this? And being that you suck at basketball, why do you talk so loud about it? Why do you talk so passionately? You can do this shit. You don't have a real heart-to-heart with them. You know you don't know how to do this shit right. Like, come on, bro. You learn a little respect. Yet you can barely, look like you can barely turn a doorknob without massive help. But yeah, he's not going to say nothing to me. So you said everybody that, even Shannon Sharp was man enough. He didn't make no blooper reel. He was man enough to call me a 7-foot farmer, straight out. You ain't nothing but a 7-foot farmer. It was a great back and forth. But Stephen A. hasn't really said my name. He's scared of me. He'll run over Gil's Arena, but he won't come over here because I'm not a fan of his. He can't do what I do, so I don't think he should talk the way that he talks. And so when you don't have a lot of respect for a person in the way that they approach something that they can't do, yeah, it'll be a beautiful conversation. Because as bad as he claimed I was or any other player is, they're 10 times better than him. So that should come with a level of respect. And that's the problem with these guys that don't know how to play basketball. They speak about it in a way as if they can do it. And it's like, it's time to bring a little bit of respect to the game back. Respect all these players like y'all do Bronny James. Because somehow something done switch. Ever since Bronny James came into the league, boy, the media is so respectful. Amazing. This is the amazing new media. This is new media now. So we gotta keep pushing this new media where we respect people and let them build to who they're going to be. I like it. And, so keep that up, Stephen A. But I would love to talk to you. Just answer those 2 questions.
Answer it first.
Stephen A. Smith admitted that he had handled another beef like this wrong.
Have you ever said something that you thought you put too much on it or you went too hard?
I did. Me and Big Dog Glenn Robinson, definitely I went too far. When Randy Orton got fired, I felt he was responsible for that. Randy, it was $150 in bonus bets. When you bet $5, win or lose. Grizzlies in Golden State tonight. Warriors favored by a touchdown. Golden State 0-3 all time in the play-in. Winner takes on the Rockets, and loser plays the winner of Dallas-Sacramento. So it's tonight a must-win for Golden State. Absolutely, unequivocally, 1,000% a must-win. This is as much a must-win as a literal elimination game would be. Because
really,
yes, because their season is over with a loss. With a loss, the only question is, does their season end in their stadium in mortifying fashion, either the Kings or the Mavs, or does their season end in their stadium when they get swept by the Thunder? Because if they lose this game and then have to play Friday and then end up with a well-rested Thunder team, they are getting dog-walked in that series. So yes, it's a must-win. And it would be a horrible way, Brew, for what had been such a promising end-of-season push to end. They were 13-0 en route to 14-0 with the starting lineup, with their new starting lineup. I said they were now legitimate contenders. You said they were legitimate contenders. Wild said that's not contender-ish enough for me. And since it wasn't. And since those words were uttered by Kevin Wildes, we did that segment. Amen Thompson held Steph Curry to 3 points, and the Rockets beat him. Harrison Barnes got a little mini revenge on him as part of a double-digit fourth-quarter collapse. Draymond gags a layup after Steph prematurely shimmies. If all of that then is the preamble to losing at home to a, in my opinion, dead-in-the-water Grizzlies team, it's a disaster, and the disaster is more than just for this season because of the choices Kerr made in that game 82. I think their relationship with Jonathan Kuminga is as tenuous as it's ever been. He's a restricted free agent, and I think one of the reasons they gave Jimmy Butler an extra year that they probably were a little squeamish about was for this playoff run. And if this playoff run doesn't even exist, then what was that done for? So yes, they absolutely have to win tonight, because if they do, they're live against Houston. I think we all would feel that way. So yeah, they have to win.
I disagree that it's an absolute must win. It's a must win.
Oh yeah,
it's a must win.
Okay.
But it is not an absolute must win. And here's why I say that, Nick. You said they would be, if they survive losing tonight, they're getting beaten by OKC. I don't think they get swept, but if they get beat. I think they're getting beat by the Lakers in the second round, even if they win tonight. And I mean, I like them against Houston. They could potentially lose against Houston. So the point is, I think if they can't beat OKC, as you're saying, then I don't think they could beat the Lakers. So that's why I say they can still survive. We obviously know they have another chance if they lose tonight. But it is a must-win because this team is talking championship.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And what if they lose tonight, they will not officially be eliminated from winning the championship. But you know what? We'll just know you're not good. Yeah. Like, look, you're still alive. You got a shot, technically. You're not good enough. Because this game is at home, all right, in Golden State, against a team that hasn't beaten a Western Conference team with a winning record since January. That'd be in Memphis, all right? And if they lose tonight to Memphis, it will be their fourth straight loss at home. And all of those games were like playoff-type games because you were playing for seeding. So if you just lose tonight at home to Memphis, which hasn't been playing well, you're just not good enough. Secondly, this is kind of a rivalry. Like, they knocked Memphis out of the playoffs a few years ago when Memphis had a great season, and then they went on to win the championship, Golden State. Memphis eliminated them from the play-in once before, and there's always been that chirping back and forth between Draymond and the Grizzlies and all that. So it's a rivalry. If you can't get up for a team at home in a rivalry, in a near must-win, you're not good enough. All right, so, and then finally, I agree with you, Nick, that obviously you'd rather see Houston than OKC. All right, so Houston, I do believe they'll beat. I would pick them against Houston. OKC, I think they'd have a shot, but obviously it's much tougher. If you knowing that OKC is waiting for you, or a Houston team that hadn't been in the playoffs in 5 years, and you still can't win, it just means you're not good enough to win the championship. So that's what we're going to find out tonight.
And by the way, I want to go reframe my Warriors optimism from a week ago or 10 days ago, whenever it was. I think even if they win tonight, they're not good enough to win the championship. I think that while I have not been a Jonathan Kuminga fan, I think he did at least add more potential upside than Gary Payton II. And I think that this lineup that they seem to really like, which is a lineup involving 3 guys who do not want to shoot, in Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and Gary Payton II, is not going. They are ferocious defensively, and it's a way to cover up from some of Steph's defensive warts. I get that. But as great of a shooter as Steph Curry is, he cannot be the only winning shooter in your lineup. Now, Hodge is a willing shooter, but I don't know, and he's been shooting it well, but it'll also be his first playoff experience. And so I think that the Warriors were on a bit of a knife's edge, and they needed to get the right draw and the right rest and have the right vibes. And all of that is now gone, even if they win tomorrow. And so, what's your prediction for Steph? You're Steph in the play, because we keep on saying that the Warriors haven't won a play-in game, but Steph comes out here and lights it up. So really expecting a big night from Steph.
Yes, absolutely. Coming off that game, just the last game of the season, 8 turnovers. We know he put up a lot of points, but he had 8 A lot of them just careless. Steph's always been careless with the ball at times, but some of those turnovers really hurt them. I do think he'll come out and play well, and I think he'll lead them to a victory.
Yeah, and the 3 play-in losses all had, like, either iconic is too strong, but memorable moments or occurrences. The first one was LeBron had gotten poked in the eye. The Lakers were up 1, less than a minute left, and LeBron hits the 3 over Steph to, not ice the game, but put them in good shape. Then a couple days later, they're playing the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are up 10 late in the 4th. Steph basically has a one-man rally to get that game tied. Draymond has a layup to win the game at regulation and hits the side of the backboard on it. They lose in overtime. And then last year, the play-in, Steph was good, and the story sadly was the worst game of Klay Thompson's career. That was the 0.0 for 10 Klay Thompson game. So it hasn't been Steph, but I also just think that
Bro, the level just started. We're already getting overrun. I got to take these guys.
Jimmy being banged up in that Clippers game, those guys playing those minutes in that Clippers game, I think is, as opposed to the Grizzlies, which seemed just totally resigned and cool with the fact, okay, we're going to do the play-in. They were not going. They didn't need to in Game 82 go all out because Steph Curry's calling you saying I was being unfair to him.
Steph saying at 56 last time he played the Warriors.
Last time he played the Grizzlies?
Played the Grizzlies, sorry.
So I'm very down on what we've seen from the Warriors the last week and a half.
Well, Butler's injury is huge. I mean, if he's hampered to the point where he can't play as well as he had been, it's going to be a lot tougher for him.
Right, other side of the ball, let's look at Memphis. That been a little all over the place. They fired Taylor Jenkins. And you actually liked the new coach and his experience. Ja debuted a new explosive celebration, but they're 4-6 in their last 10. They win tonight, they'll play the Rockets. Brew, is there any chance Memphis goes on a little playoff run here?
Yes. And not in an anything is possible chance. I actually mean I'm not expecting it. I'm not picking them to go deep. But the reason I say there's a chance, if they win tonight, that's a big win. That's a good win that you can theoretically have some momentum off. And you get Houston, they're not afraid of Houston. Now, Houston's defense is today because they look at Houston like
we were you at one point.
Y'all some little boys. I mean, seriously. Outside of Dylan and Van Vliet, they're not worried about Steven Adams. And as much as I like Steven Adams, Amin Thompson,
your stars
are young. Have no playoff experience. The stars.
He's just saying Vliet. He's saying the Rockets I'm talking about the big 3.
That's who drives Houston, the young boys. All right? They're saying you weren't even in the league and I was a rising star. They got 2 All-NBA caliber players in Ja and Triple J. They have an all-star caliber player in Desmond Bain. Now, I know they're a mess, and I'm not saying I predict it. I'm just saying based on talent.
Yeah, I just don't
talent alone. I agree. That's been their problem since they became a good team recently. But I'm just saying, with that much talent, especially against a Houston team that's young and hasn't been in the playoffs, I just think you'd be foolish to completely write them off.
Go ahead, Walt. I would completely write them off. I know you would. Go ahead, because I might back you up, surprise.
I believe in defense, and I believe in rebounding, and I don't believe in Memphis at all. I don't believe in any team that fired their coach.
You believe in Ja Morant?
I don't know.
I'm not sure if Ja Morant right now is 100% focused on winning a championship.
I agree. I totally agree.
That's a fair statement.
And I think
other guys are winning a championship. They cannot win the West. I'm just saying, with that type of talent, John's averaged 30 points over the last month and a half. He's playing like his best ball of the season. He looks like he's back. Now, he hadn't led the wins, but he does look like he's back to being Ja.
So I mean,
I'm just saying the little
Rockets were 3-1.
Well, listen, I think there is absolutely no chance Memphis goes on a playoff run. I think this would be ideal for the Rockets. And I also think that, so the Memphis versus good teams thing is jarring, and it's not just recently. Now, recently, it's unbelievable.
Have you ever seen the magic glass?
WrestleMania Sunday at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. We're going to make our predictions for WrestleMania Saturday. Then tomorrow we'll make our predictions for WrestleMania Sunday. So if you want to make sure we get those for night 2 of WrestleMania 41, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications. You know when that video goes up tomorrow. But let's start with, again, the Saturday lineup. And we start with the match that we thought was going to perhaps main event one of these nights of WrestleMania 41. After Jey Uso won the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match, and now what challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship? Things have really escalated, as we know, between these two in the past several weeks, with Gunther, a brutal attack on Jimmy Uso, rubbing his blood all over him. Jey responding with what I thought was one of his better promos ever, maybe, in WWE. And now the seriousness has really gone up a bit between these two, and everything is at stake for Jey as he tries to get vengeance for his brother, but also as he tries to capture the World Heavyweight Championship. To me, this has all been built for one thing, right? It has been built for that big moment for Jey to win the title. Because you can't really do it the way they've done it and have Gunther beat Jey yet again for what, 4th time. And I don't think that's the direction that they're going to go with. I think Jey has to win this match. And if this is one that does start WrestleMania 41 on Saturday, let's say this is the opener, given the fact that usually that's how it works, where maybe, you put the second biggest match at the start. We know the main event, which we'll get to here in just a bit. But I think Jey has to win this match. If he doesn't, I have no idea what the plan is, because Jey has kind of been set up to win this, and I think he finally wins the World Heavyweight Championship and beats Gunther for the first time. And now we see where both men go after that. But to me, the prediction on this one seems pretty clear-cut. Speaking of potential new champions, we get to this one, which if you want to talk about things escalating a bit, well, we know that's been the case. With Charlotte Flair, the Women's Royal Rumble winner, going to challenge Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship. And we all know what happened in that infamous segment now, a couple weeks ago on SmackDown, how this entire feud has gone between these two. With these two just going back and forth, and it's just been, quite frankly, at times, it's been all over the place, right? But I feel like they got it a little bit back on track last week on SmackDown as they really started to lean into it, which we knew WWE would do. We knew they would lean into all the stuff that came out of that infamous segment with, the verbal jabs one way or the other with these two. And so they're leaning into it. And that's the way it should be. Talking about the unprofessionalism of Charlotte Flair and Charlotte attacking Tiffany and all of these other things. That's going to be your setup now, as we still have one SmackDown to go. We'll see what happens between these two before, WrestleMania Saturday. But I think for this one, it's kind of a dynamic where it seems like all that support is going to be behind Tiffany retaining this championship. I am just the belief that Charlotte is going to win the championship. And I don't know that is, again, the direction that a lot of people are going to like. But I feel like this is one where, and you're going to notice a theme as we talk about some of these championship matches, this could be what, maybe somewhat feels like SummerSlam of last year, where you have quite a few change the title and it kind of starts off that new direction for lots of different stories. Perhaps heading into the post-WrestleMania season, into the summer, and maybe towards SummerSlam, later on in the summer. So I feel like Charlotte winning probably gives you more options to work with here in terms of Tiffany trying to chase to get the championship back. It gives some different opponents now, maybe for Charlotte. It puts Tiffany in a different spot where, again, she is kind of in that mode where now she's chasing and people want to see her maybe get the championship back from Charlotte. And so I think Charlotte wins here, and I feel like they will absolutely play into that. More heat, right? Give her more heat by not only doing perhaps what we saw in the promo exchange between the two, the face-to-face, all that, but have her actually beat Tiffany. And then let's see how that heat sort of elevates for Charlotte. So I'm going to pick Charlotte Flair to win the WWE Women's Championship for whatever number of times that will be now for her. So, did I mention title changes? Because there's another one that could take place here as LA Knight defends the United States Championship against Jacob Fatu. And, well, this is one that, again, if you're going to look at this on the surface, it seems somewhat predictable that Jacob Fatu has to maybe find a way to just steamroll LA Knight here and win his first singles title in WWE. When you think about this entire evolution of Jacob Fatu and what he's done, ever since he debuted, I mean, think about it. We've been talking about this guy so much, how much he stood out and really separated himself from a lot of people in WWE. He feels like one of the more unique guys that they have. Well, LA Knight's, still pretty over, right? You're still getting great pops for LA Knight. The crowd is still behind him. And him, getting back the United States Championship from Shinsuke Nakamura was not a big surprise. We knew that LA Knight was going to get that title back at some point. But, I just mentioned about the possibilities, whether if it's a Jay defeating Gunther, what that leads to possibly for Jay in the future. Whether it's Charlotte beating Tiffany, what does that lead to in terms of newer kind of stories that you can work with? Jacob Fatu beating LA Knight gives you another sort of fresh perspective here if you're WWE to say, all right, now we can go this direction. Now we can go that direction. And maybe that is where, you tie Solo back in and, whether this being a World Heavyweight Championship feud between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa, maybe it's more the United States. Which, is not the worst thing when you think about just how top-heavy things are right now. When you look at all the potential World Heavyweight Championship challenges at the top, Solo's gotten his opportunity. Jacob Fatu will get his opportunity at some point. But I think it all starts here. For the Samoan Werewolf, I'm going to pick another title change. And Jacob Fatu defeating LA Knight for the United States Championship. Now, you could have some shenanigans where, again, Solo tries to get involved. He costs Jacob Fatu the match. That's a possibility, I suppose. But I think overall, having Jacob Fatu win in this setting at WrestleMania is going to do much more for you than just having Solo potentially screw Jacob Fatu out of the championship here. But Fatu's also someone that doesn't need a title necessarily because he's simply a badass and he doesn't need it. But I think he's going to win it here. So give me another title change here on this particular show. Have I mentioned title changes? Yes, I'm doing this again. The War Raiders are going to defend the World Heavyweight Tag Team Championships against the New Day. And this is another one where I'm thinking about it and I'm just like, hey, this seems pretty obvious, doesn't it? That if you're doing this match on the card, I feel like it is there to give New Day a big sort of shining moment. They had their shining moment this past year when they had the whole deal with Big E. One of the probably still best segments I think WWE has done this entire WrestleMania calendar year. When you think about just what they were able to accomplish with that. But, I still think this is a scenario where if you're talking about starting a new direction here after WrestleMania, starting your whole, next storylines as you head towards WrestleMania 42, then I think that New Day winning here just makes the most sense. Now, the only wild card that could come in play, sure, is if you have Big E were to somehow get involved here, maybe that's part of some payback or something like that. I just think that this was kind of a moment, and we almost wondered, hey, were New Day going to get those tag team title shots earlier? Were they going to win the titles earlier? The turn on Big E, it didn't happen, and so now you've been building up kind of for this big moment, I think. And so, to me, New Day winning is probably the best choice when it comes to what you have moving forward. And maybe that's where eventually Big E gets involved, whether however that dynamic plays out. But I think him winning the titles is probably the first step towards getting back in that direction. Maybe getting Big E back into this thing, not necessarily as a wrestler, but somehow involved to keep that story kind of going in the long run. So, at this point, what are we doing? Looking at 4 for 4 on title changes so far. So, maybe I'm just picking all title changes because I'm like, hey, at least, maybe I'm 2 or 3, at least I'm going to get thrown, right? But it just does feel like these are ones that, you sort of expect to change hands here at WrestleMania. That may be the story going into night 2. Is that look at all the title changes and what does that mean for the champions on night 2? I'm going to talk into that show tomorrow. But for now, give me another title change here. All right, there's no title changing hands in this night, but it could be masks changing hands. As Rey Mysterio is going to take on the legend himself, El Grande Americano. And we cannot prove that El Grande Americano is Chad Gable. So it's unfortunate that Mr. Gable did not get a WrestleMania 41 match. But in his place, it will be El Grande Americano, getting his first WrestleMania singles match ever. It's a big accomplishment, but to me, I think Rey Mysterio is going to beat. And I think Rey Mysterio is going to unmask. And I feel like that has to be probably the payoff here, right? But at the same time, like, well, could they get a little bit more mileage out of it? They keep this thing going post WrestleMania, where maybe it is El Grande Americano unmasking Rey Mysterio, which we've seen before, won't have as much of an effect. But you do feel like the pull-away films, right? It's for this big unmasking to reveal whoever this is underneath this mask. Mr. El Grande Americano. So that's the big mystery here. Who is it? Who's under the mask? I think we're going to find out at WrestleMania 41. So give me Rey Mysterio to defeat Mr. Americano here. And the only way I would say just to go in the opposite direction is if you do kind of have both where Americano gets the win. And then afterwards is when you get maybe LWO, and American Made going at it. Then that's where they do the unmasking. That could be something to do too, just to kind of give, a little bit of a victory here to Mr. Americano. But I think Rose gets the win, and I think he unmasks Americano, and that's going to be my prediction. Don't have, this one is maybe some of the others, but this is one that I can see going both directions. But I'll give the win here. All right. This one, I think, is to some.
Don't worry about it, keep shooting that! Let's do it! Let's go, bring it in! Screen coming! I got the help side! Shot! You had enough. Come on, box him out! Come on! Point 6. Check it. Give him that. Every time. Way to clear. No way, man. Oh, right here! Hey, you gotta work on it. Screen! I got it. Come get it! We'll do it, though. No one's stopping us.
13-10. 0-3. Oh, come on. Don't go easy on me. Deuces. Have no